Merchants Bank. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper.
Put it in the upper right-hand corner, just like a postage stamp. That's a good bingo.
Get ready to learn more about the Columbus Blue Jackets players and coaches, as well as find out what's going on this week in the NHL. Now let's join Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley for the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank.
Last night at Nationwide Arena, I saw for the first time in a long time the Columbus Blue Jackets when they beat the Ottawa Senators 5-2. And Jody, what I mean by that, you know what I mean by that. The Blue Jackets came out and played their game last night. They played it early. They scored early. They added to their lead early. They led the entire game. They played with an edge. All the things that we've loved about this team all year but haven't seen a lot in the last 3 weeks. It was all there last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great night. I mean, this team now, going into that game, they had 32 points available in the previous 16 games. They only got 9. And of those 9 points, they had scored 4 goals or more in each of those games. So this team are they a little fragile, in tight games? But it was great to see a full effort. I mean, this is a team also. Were they paying too much attention to the standings a week ago and putting too much pressure on themselves? Because last night it looked to me like they just went out and played hockey. And there's a difference, right? When you believe in how you play as a team, where you understand your role within a line and within the team, and you just take care of that, that's where you have teams that are having success. And I think that with new players coming back from injury, being in different roles, being in different lines each night, I think finally they put some combinations together. One they knew that would work was Johnson and Van Riemsdyk. And then from there, he had 5 different goal scorers. And, the depth scoring and the help from the D, it really showed last night. So and Elvis was sharp. So, yeah, it was nice to see them at home again roll to a victory.
You talk about line combinations, and you're right. Kent Johnson and James Van Riemsdyk have worked all year long. There have been many times where I'm like, why not go back to that? Why not go to something that works? But you're right. They put it back. It did work. Boone Jenner with Sean Monahan and Kirill Marchenko, no-brainer. Yeah. Boone can play with anybody. But Dmitry Voronkov finally got a goal last night on a line with Matthew Olivier, and Olivier did the hard work. Down the wing, around behind the net, throws it out in front. But I thought that was a big goal for Voronkov because he hasn't scored since the outdoor game on March the 1st. And I feel like he's been trying to find himself again on that top line, but playing there, it's a straight line. All you have to do is simplify your game and go to the net.
And did they wait too long for him on that top line?
Well, because of what the results were, I can easily say yes, but that's again hindsight being 20/20, right? Now, right. And they'll make the argument, and Dean Evison talked about this last night. The guy had 20 goals, so it's not like he's a 4-goal scorer that's been playing on the top line. But, I wonder if maybe maybe he needed a change prior to that, and maybe he didn't even know.
Well, you look at that goal, how many times have we seen him as the late guy going in? Usually he's the guy in front of the net. Mm-hmm. He has no chance of getting that puck. But as he goes to the net, Olivier's down below there, Sillinger's in front. So there's a different dynamic he's playing there. I think that playing with players like Marchenko, who was struggling and talks to him all the time, I think maybe there was an added pressure to get him the puck all the time. I mean, there was times it was in Ottawa where he made 3 turnovers just trying to get Marchenko the puck in the neutral zone. So I like that he settled it down a little bit. It's good he got a goal, but, these combinations, it's hard to get players back. We talked to Dean Evison about this. It's hard in the way of where do they fit in, because you think Boone Jenner is going to come back, and he's adapted. It took him a while. It took him a while to get that first goal, and they don't just come back and pick up right where they left off without a training camp and some preseason games and getting right into the season. This was a guy who got into the season on the moving treadmill. Cole Sillinger was out, centerman. Before the outdoor game. That had an impact on this team because then you have other players trying to fill in that line. So players coming back, players finding their roles. Gudbranson back. Now he looked like he was good last night with Christensen. There's more that goes into it, especially when teams are planning to play against you and go after players that probably have been out of the lineup or elevated in different situations. So great to get the win. Unfortunately, looking at the standings, it's one loss and or one win for the Montreal Canadiens, and they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the most disappointing part about it. And it's disappointing because there's two ways to look at it. The season, without question, a success. Not making the playoffs, it's still a success. What they were able to do, what they've accomplished, what they've been able to show Don Waddell about what this organization actually is so that he can see what it is and then what it needs to be and put his stamp on it. That's important. But, and I was talking with Zach Werenski about this yesterday before the game. The disappointing part is you've been in it all this time.
Yeah.
And then it's one thing to miss, but when you miss because there was just a collapse where things just fell apart and you couldn't figure out how to fix it, and you know that it's kind of on you because they had control of their own destiny for so long.
Yeah, that's the part that really hurts, is that they had this. They were a team that, if you were going to compare them to the Montreal Canadiens, who have now taken off, I would say that the Blue Jackets were in a better position and a better team. But Montreal has found their team game, and they've found their roles. And they had a couple injuries, but they didn't have four key guys out of the lineup coming back at the same time, and that's an adjustment. They kind of lost their mojo though a little bit when after the trade deadline and made some changes, and it's too bad. I think that's the disappointing part. But I agree, Bob. When you look at this season and you look back, they were above expected to where they were when they were going to be in the playoff race, how long it was going to be, and the position and they had belief. That's the other part. There was a real belief, and that's why they were playing well in that segment going into the outdoor game. And that's where you kind of that's where the disappointment falls. But I am extremely just like every other fan and anyone that follows this team, you have to be extremely pleased with what they've gone through, where they've ended up this season, and the experience. There's a lot of, you look at Ottawa last night, there's been a lot of disappointing years, almost to the point where they were learning how to accept the losing, in a sense, where they just would start terribly or fall off too early or just inconsistency. But Travis Green grabbed that group and said, this isn't that way anymore. This is a new page. This is a new team. And so the new players that are here for the Blue Jackets, this is all they know with this team. The young players like Fantilli and Johnson, it's only been a couple of years, and now they have this experience. And for Werenski, he's a guy that's been here a long time, and this is all he wants. He just wants to be playing meaningful games and playoff games the rest of his career. So hopefully this is the catapult into that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it very well could be. And I'm going to talk with Dante Fabro about this. The way this team is now perceived around the league, I'm sure there are a lot of players that watch what went on here this year. Yeah. And when you get to the summer and you're looking at potential free agents or you're looking at making a deal to get somebody, I would think there are going to be a lot of guys that'll be excited to be a part of what's happening here.
I would think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody knows how great of a town and organization this is. The way the players play, it's a fun system. And, it's interesting, right? They kept Provorov, who's an unrestricted free agent. They kept Corrali, who's an unrestricted free agent. They've got a couple more decisions to make. Van Riemsdyk, what do they do with him? There's a lot of big decisions. But, there will be I'm not sure if it's a push at free agency, maybe, but also, at the draft. There's some draft picks and prospects. And you look at Don Waddell, he likes established players. And he didn't draft a lot of these guys, and he didn't give a lot of these guys contracts. So it'll be a very interesting summer to see what he's seen from his team and what he's lacking. I look at the Washington Capitals, who last year found out what they were in the first round of the playoffs and then made adjustments to what they needed and what they were lacking. And now they were the last team to get in last year and the first team to clinch this year. That is pretty darn good for a real understanding of what you're lacking. And we'll see. But I think that to be this close, and I don't think we'll see the East anything like it was this year. Like with the teams that are, look at Boston, they're one of the worst teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
New York is just can't grab it whatsoever, and it's been like that for a while. The Islanders are hanging around. Them to me, I thought they were, I didn't know what they were again this year.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's fallen off. I think there's going to be, I think teams realize that they can make changes on the fly. They have to give up some big pieces, but I think the whole, especially the Metro, it's going to be very interesting to see what these teams do.
Yeah, it will be. And it's not going to come soon enough, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But coming up next, I'm going to sit down and talk with Blue Jackets defenseman Dante Fabro later on in the show. I want to get a little opinion of yours about Alex Ovechkin, who the Blue Jackets will see not once, but twice this weekend. All of that as the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank continues here on 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
This is big. Rent-A-Center's biggest discount is on. From April 6th to April 12th, take 50% off the total cost to own on all items in-store or online, only at Rent-A-Center. 50% off offer reduces the total amount necessary to acquire ownership pursuant to rental purchase agreement. Offer valid on new agreements entered into April 6, 2025 through April 12, 2025. Participating locations only.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Your home is more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company. One that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Let's talk interest rates.
Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, a few scattered showers, light winds, and temperatures around 50 on this Wednesday. Overnight, we'll keep it milder, but also wet. Some showers continue down to around 40 when you wake up Thursday morning. And during the day, an early morning shower, mostly cloudy skies during the day with highs near 60. Showers and thunderstorms again Thursday night. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
You're listening to The Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Welcome back to The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott, and Dante Fabro, Blue Jackets defenseman, is with me right now. And Dante, first of all, congratulations on the win last night. And you know what? I thought you had a good game personally. I also thought that as a team, you guys kind of found yourselves, and you were back to being the Blue Jackets. Did you kind of feel that way during the game last night?
Yeah, I think obviously a few things happened during the game, and I think it kind of got us angry a little bit. And I think it brought the intensity out of our team, and I just, like you said, I thought overall, we had a really solid team game yesterday, and you're just playing the right way, and I think not chasing it, I guess, is a good thing to think, and not pushing too much for offense and just kind of letting the game come to us.
When you say some things bothered you in that game, is it fair to say David Perron was one of those things?
Yeah. I mean, he's good at that. I think he's good at getting under guys' skin and stuff like that. But I mean, I think it kind of woke something up on us a little bit to obviously get going a little bit, and we did, and able to obviously get a huge win last night, and a lot of really good efforts from everyone.
It's funny because before we started this conversation, I told you I thought you had a good game last night, and you said it's funny because I didn't think I played very well last night. So it's kind of weird how that happens sometimes, right? You feel like, oh, I wasn't good, and somebody says, hey, you were good. I'm watching it from a different angle that you were. Why did you feel that you struggled last night?
Well, I don't think I struggled. I just, there were certain areas of my game where, I had made mistakes, and that led into obviously really good chances. But, I mean, I felt I was okay, but just the mistakes I had made were, I guess, too great of chances against, that led to too great of chances against. And, I don't really like that. I consider myself a defenseman, and I was giving up a little bit too much last night.
Well, your dad told you had a good game, right?
Yeah, he did. There's not often he says he does it. I don't play well, but he will let me know if I do play bad.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I'm on the same page with your dad, and we're in agreement on that. It's been a grind as of late, and I don't just mean because of the results that you guys have had lately, but here you are. Once you get to game 70 to 82, I mean, all the bumps and bruises that you have acquired throughout the season, they're going through it, right? And you're trying to push through every little thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tough season with the amount of games and just how physical and demanding our sport is mentally and physically. And, you just continue to find ways to, obviously put your best self out there and be prepared for games each and every day. But it's great to have obviously our full team back and a healthy squad finally. And we're just grinding away. We're just keep looking forward and try to take it day by day here. And you never know what's going to happen. And all we can control is what we can control in front of us.
It's ironic. You talk about having a healthy squad. It was once you got healthy that the results started dipping. And look, here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when I'm watching a team, it's very easy. When you're not getting the results, you're losing games, it's easy to say, this is why, or that is why, or it's very distinctive. Mm-hmm. With you guys, I've been scratching my head for the last couple of weeks because you played very good periods, you played very good games, and sometimes it's just not there. So I'm scratching my head. My question to you is, what is it like in the dressing room? What are you guys feeling? What are you guys seeing? Do you feel similar?
Yeah, I think there were certain instances throughout, obviously, the year where, we had struggled a little bit and went on some losing streaks. But, I think the confidence has always been there. And, I think you look back to that homestand we had where we scored 1 goal. And I think, obviously, that was, to only score 1 goal and being so good at home for so long, or I guess all year. And for that to happen was obviously a bit upsetting, but we felt we were playing some good hockey and just the results weren't coming. And so if we, continued to put out, a good product on the ice, the results would follow. And it started to follow after that. And we were starting to find ways to win again. And it's just the ebbs and flows of a hockey season. And, either, if things are clicking, things are feeling great in the locker room, and obviously if things aren't going so well, guys are trying to figure different ways to get out of it and help the team win in, different ways.
There does seem to be a definitive moment, though, and that was the Stadium Series game. Like, you guys were on top of the world going into that game and after that game. And then the schedule wasn't as favorable the rest of the way. And that was such a big emotional week, I would say, for you guys. Was it tough coming out of that game and then going to Tampa and Florida? That's where the struggles began. And, like I said, you guys have never stopped trying and never stopped pushing. It just kind of changed at that point.
Obviously that Stadium Series game was amazing to be a part of, and obviously a huge win for the team and the city as well. And, I was just excited to be a part of that and see kind of how far we've come so far in that point of the year. And again, like I said, it's just the ebbs and flows of a season, and every team's got to win to get to the playoffs. So ultimately it's up to us to find ways to win even when we're not feeling it. And it was tough, obviously tough stretch there, but again, we just kept our head down, kept working, and we're trying to get out of it any way we could, and ultimately we did and started to win again. And I think that's signs of a resilient group and a group that believes.
Talking with Dante Fabro, Blue Jackets defenseman, and we played Nashville here a week or so ago, and I forgot that when I called your games earlier in the year, you were actually wearing that Nashville uniform back in October. Yeah. Because to me, it feels like you've been here forever now. It's been so long since you were picked up off waivers. But for you, I'm sure it's a little bit different. Like, what's this entire year been like for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy, honestly. It's been really good, though. I think this is the best thing that's probably happened to me in my career, and to have a fresh start here in Columbus, and can't thank the team, my teammates and coaches, and the front office enough to obviously allow me to come in and play some big minutes and be a key part of play a key role here. And but again, obviously getting put on waivers was a tough pill to swallow, and obviously when Columbus called the next day, I was pretty happy, and just to, like I said, just to get a fresh start and kind of start over, and I was able to kind of capitalize on a few games and play really well and try to earn my ice. And that's how I looked at it, was to come in and earn my ice time. And they felt was playing good enough with Z, and we've had some chemistry there too. So it's been it's been great, but it's been a crazy year for sure. Living out of suitcases and stuff like that. I had to get some people to drive up my car and a bunch of stuff to survive the rest of the year, to get through the year to until obviously the end of the season. But now I'm all settled in and comfortable now, and getting to know the city really well, and starting to really love Columbus and love being here all the time.
You had some people here that knew you and were, backers of you. I guess I would say Scott Ford is one of those guys. He was an assistant coach in Milwaukee in the American Hockey League. He knew you from the Nashville system. Matthew Olivier is a guy that you knew very well from being in Nashville when you came over here. Did that make it at least a little bit more comfortable just to see a couple of faces?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're going into a new situation, to have a few, familiar friends there is awesome. And, like I said, I think for them to kind of vouch for me to want me here is definitely feels nice as a player to feel wanted. And they obviously gave me the ability to go out there and try to play my game. And again, I thought I've done a pretty good job of that so far. And obviously I'm still looking to get better, and just even looking in practices and stuff like that, and game films, and trying different ways to obviously improve and create more out there.
Since I brought up Matthew Olivier, I've got to ask you this.
Yeah.
You're already smiling as I'm starting to ask this question. Have you ever seen Matthew Olivier as a goal scorer? And I think he's going to be a 20-goal scorer in the National Hockey League before it's all said and done. He picked up his 18th last night. Knowing the guy for a while, watching what he's doing, how impressed are you?
Yeah, extremely impressed. I think with obviously his role and what he's able to bring to the team is massive. He brings energy, he brings physicality, and bringing some goal scoring. And I couldn't be more happy for him to obviously get re-signed, and just with the way he's playing and the way he's, gone about things, as a professional is great to see. And for a guy like that to start to have success in the National Hockey League is just amazing.
Tonight I'm talking with Blue Jackets defenseman Dante Fabro here on the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'll have more after this on 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan, it's always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Jackets are back in Nationwide for a battle with the Sabres. Live fan coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, Kroger brand bone-in hickory smoked spiral ham is only 79 cents a pound with your card, an additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump check.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. Sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Sump pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
It's always hockey o'clock. This is the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Talking with Dante Fabro, Blue Jackets defenseman, and you came up through college hockey. You went to Boston University, so you're a BC kid who goes to BU.
Yeah.
When I say BC, I don't mean Boston College. Obviously, I mean British Columbia. And you go to BU. How'd you find that path to Boston University?
I was drafted to the CHL, the Western Hockey League, by the Seattle Thunderbirds, and I kind of took my 16-year-old year, my rookie year in juniors, to play in Penticton and figure out if I wanted to go the CHL route. And ultimately, after my 16-year-old year, had made the decision to want to go visit some schools and go check out the NCAA. And kind of after picking 5 schools, took all my visits, really fell in love with Boston University. There were obviously a few schools that I really liked, but I just felt the best fit for myself was BU. And we had a really good, obviously team and really good recruiting class coming in. So I felt, it was the best opportunity to kind of push myself and see where I kind of measure up against, some really good players. And again, obviously we had Coach Quinn there for my first year, 2 years, and Albie O'Connell for my last year there. And I felt they gave me, the opportunity to grow as a player and play lots of minutes and some big minutes and in some key roles. So that's all I really wanted in my college experiences was to be ready for the pro hockey game. And I felt that transition kind of seemed seamless for myself. But I think my dad would have preferred me to stay closer out west. But I've been away from home since I've been 16, and my dad always said to obviously make your decision, and it's your decision alone. And I felt for myself BU was the right pick. And in the end, he obviously he had his mind made up on a few different schools too, but he never mentioned it to me. So until after I'd made my decision, and but it's all good. I think it worked out for the best, and it got me to where I'm at today.
Was his list good too?
Yeah, it was definitely very similar. It was very similar, but there were a few more schools out west for sure.
Yeah, well, that's just the way a parent goes, right?
Yeah.
Is if you can make the shorter trip to see your
quicker
kid.
flight,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely,
Quicker
100%. What it's funny because when I started doing this in the minor leagues, most guys, almost everybody came out of junior, and you would only have the occasional player coming out of college, and they kind of got, I don't want to say looked down on, but they got teased all the time, right? College boy, all that. But the game has changed because so many people are taking the NCAA route now. And now with the rules being changed and colleges can take guys that are playing junior hockey, what did you enjoy the most about the college experience? And when I say that, I mean not just the hockey, but the actual lifestyle and the way you got to live for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think being a student athlete's important. Obviously, anybody's growth as a human being and a person, and I still have a ton of friends from that school, and keep in touch with them obviously frequently. And I just think the experience of being able to go to class and the social aspect of meeting different people on campus and different athletes as well, and getting to see where they came from and how hard they've worked to get to where they're at. And it's overall, I think it's just a great experience for for myself and a lot of other people who might not get the opportunity to get to look at some schools. I think anytime you get a chance to do so, I think you should, and really think about it. Obviously, like you said, the rules have changed now, so I think my route would have been maybe a little bit different. But I don't regret anything, and I'm just happy with obviously the way things have played out, and getting to live my dream and playing in the NHL.
I don't know how much you still stay in touch with what's going on, but I saw Ryan Whitney the other day on Spittin' Chicklets talking about having a concern with the NIL money that's now being distributed in college sports. And his point was that he's afraid a conference like the Big Ten, because they have big football and they've got a lot of money, they're going to be able to pay players, and it's going to hurt other good hockey programs, historic hockey programs. And BU would be one of those because they don't have a big football program. I mean, BC, they have a football program, but it's not like Michigan. I mean, Penn State's in the Frozen Four right now. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some schools at disadvantages and whatnot, and I don't know how they're going to have to figure that out. But a big thing that does affect a lot of things, obviously, is that transfer portal, and
that's the Wild West.
Yeah, it is, and obviously there's I felt before there's a lot more, I guess, loyalty to the school you picked, and I guess more trust in the coaches and everything. But now if things aren't going right, you can just kind of hop in that transfer portal and try a different spot out. But it's going to be curious to see how this plays out over the next couple of years, and see if they have to iron out anything. But I think there's kids that definitely deserve it, and I think everyone that goes and plays sports at college deserve some sort of compensation for their hard work. And obviously, I can't believe it happened after I left, but I think ultimately in the end, a lot of these kids are bringing in revenue for the university and even themselves, and I think they definitely get they should have an opportunity to get a piece of that. And they're obviously ambassadors of the game. They want to grow the game, and I think that only helps out the university and the the NCAA lifestyle as well.
One thing you said there that I think is kind of ironic, because you're dead on. Like, if things aren't working, you just jump in the portal and you go somewhere else, right? Mm-hmm. Which just destroys the forever narrative of college football and basketball, when they used to tell you it's all about learning and getting a degree. Yeah. No, it's really not. It's about finding a way to prepare yourself for the pro game right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how you look at it.
You can still do both.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, my family is obviously big on school and everything, but, a lot of people go in there for a year and sign right after, so they don't really have the opportunity to finish their schooling. And, that's been their mindset, going into school, was to play a year against some older people and then turn pro after. But, it's obviously this doesn't work out for everyone, and some guys have to stay longer. But yeah, for myself, I stayed 3 years and now working on trying to finish my degree now online. So yeah, I think it's just important to get it done, and it might just be a certificate or whatever, and a piece of paper, but at the end of the day, I think it's important for myself to finish, and yeah, I think it would just obviously make my family proud and myself proud as well.
Yeah, you can say you did it, whatever
exactly.
it is, right?
Yeah, I don't have to go back.
No, you don't have to go back. You don't have to go back, and I think you're okay with your career choice. It's worked out. All right, I've got one more thing for you, and you just made the comment that it's too bad the NIL came about after you were out of college. But my friend, you're going to get paid this summer because you're an unrestricted free agent. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you've talked about how much you like it here. Mm-hmm. You've kind of made a bit of a home here, but where are you at, or is that just that's not you? That's an agent thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely talked to my agent about a lot of things and a lot of possibilities, and I've made it known to him that staying here in Columbus is my number one priority, and just with how well they've treated me and where I see this team going, I think there's definitely a lot of really key pieces that our team's only going to get better in the end, I think, and a lot of really young skilled talent mixed in with some really good veterans and some great leaders and some great people throughout and throughout the organization. So yeah, it's obviously nerve-wracking not having a contract coming up here, but I'm very hopeful I can stay here in Columbus, and yeah, it's obviously exciting, but definitely nerve-wracking time a little bit.
It's great to sit and talk to you and catch up with you, and I'll just be honest with you. I hope we're having this conversation again next year, okay? So
I do too.
Whatever you got to do to make it happen, just figure out a way to make it happen. But congratulations on a good season, and best of luck to you guys as you're trying to win out here.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Nate Fabro, Blue Jackets defenseman. I'll be back with more of the Inside Edge after this on 97.1 The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Need to tackle your next big project? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers power, precision, and performance with the quality you expect. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-notch equipment with a long-term commitment. Whether it's a quick job or a major build, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Visit ohiocat.com to explore our equipment options and make your next project a success. Ohio Cat, proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
You're listening to The Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Getting ready to wrap up the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. The Blue Jackets have a game tomorrow night against the Buffalo Sabres, and then they'll go back-to-back with the Washington Capitals, who will be here at 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. Then it's off to the nation's capital to take on them. Jody, last week, Alex Ovechkin set the record for most career goals in the National Hockey League. He passes Wayne Gretzky. He almost did it on home ice on Friday night. He got 2 of the 3 that he needed. He wouldn't go out with the empty net. He said he wanted to score it with a goaltender in, and I give him a lot of credit for that, quite frankly, because I wouldn't want anybody saying, well, the last one, my goodness, there wasn't even a goal. So he has to wait until he goes to Long Island, and he gets the goal against the New York Islanders. Actually gets it against a Russian goalie, as it turns out. But I thought the National Hockey League did a great job with the way that was handled throughout the entire year. And then to have Wayne Gretzky there in the last number of games leading up to his record being broken, I thought it was very well done. And congratulations to Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, it was remarkable. I mean, a conversation started a few years ago about, do you think he can get it? I'm not sure he can get it. Well, he got it. And he had 42 goals this year so far.
Right.
And he's at 895. And I think their schedule was play Sunday, get the record. They don't play till Friday. Nice little week for Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals to decompress and get ready. Maybe it's Thursday they play, but just a nice little break. You know what I mean? Practice days, that's behind them. The whole thing was a spectacular, fascinating thing to watch and just to track. And everybody on this team knew it. There was cameras. It was a big deal. Gretzky followed him. The way Bettman and Gretzky and the league stopped the game and did a presentation on the ice and had the wife and family there. It was a moment. It was a grand moment of history that we witnessed this week in the National Hockey League. And, I was, it was amazing to see. I was happy to see Alexander Ovechkin, who celebrates every goal like he's never scored before. It's so awesome. Or like his first one, which was right here against Pascal Leclerc. The league has had great moments. I thought the outdoor game was a great moment this season for the Blue Jackets personally, but that was a worldwide moment, a sports moment. And, we're going to see them twice They're chasing down the President's Trophy, which means if they finish the regular season as the top team in the league, they have home ice the entire way throughout playoffs. I don't think that's as important as being healthy is more important. But right now it's them in Winnipeg, so we'll see. Will he play both those games? I don't know. We'll see. But he's got the record, and I would expect this man wants to get 900 this year. And I think he's going to play another year. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Well, I was going to ask you, does he stick around long enough to get to 1,000? Because he very well could.
I mean, you know what? Don't rule out anything right now.
Right.
I mean, he's 39 years old. He's only played 66 games, and he's got 42 goals.
And when he broke his leg earlier in the year, I thought, well, that was nice. Yeah. It's not going to happen now. And, man, he missed 6 to 8 weeks, and he comes back out, and he's like a terror on the ice.
And amazing, right, how his teammates find him, and you know he wants to score, you know where he is on the ice, and he still gets it done. I mean, that's... And
I don't feel like, and you would know this more because you're not only on the ice, but you were playing in the league when he was playing. It doesn't seem to me that he's the kind of guy that says, give me the puck, you got to give it to me. They just do. They know where he is, and they get it to him. It's a known fact, but he's not out there demanding and getting mad when he doesn't get it.
No, I've never seen that from him. You know, I think that, he's also played with such high-end players that understand him. I think there is. When you're out on the ice with someone who like that, you have a conscious awareness of where he is all the time, with and without the puck.
Yeah, in the left wing circle. That's where he is.
But sometimes he'll be in a different place, and he's surprised you. But you're right, absolutely. You know he's there. The opposition knows he's there. The goalie knows he's there. You know, and what was interesting, too, throughout his career, up till 2 years ago, he was leading all active players in hits thrown. I mean, you forget that element of his game. He's a big guy. I don't know if you saw the offseason photo of him in the offseason. Just looks like a regular dad bod. You know, he's not like he's a Greek god or anything. I like the way he's a throwback in so many ways. He has fun, enjoys his teammates. I've been around teammates, superstars like that, you know, whether it's a song or a joke or a situation, they love it. They never forget it, and that just brings that childhood joy to the game. So with the combination of Spencer Carberry, how he's gone in there, the people they've added to that team, and having that superstar have this much fun at the end of his career, boy, that is a perfect storm for him to get that record.
All right, now I'm going to ask you this question. That has been focused on for so long. And as you said, they're vying for the President's Trophy to have the best record during the regular season, which, oh, by the way, in many instances is a kiss of death, by the way. That team,
I can attest to that.
That team yes, you can, very seldom wins the Stanley Cup. But does that take any edge off of their game now that record has been achieved? Because that entire team was working toward that all year.
You know what? I don't think it does. I wondered that, but I heard Ovechkin's comments when he got invited to do a late-night television show this week, and he said, no, my teammates have made it about me for the entire season. The record, I got the record. Now it's about the team and getting ready for the playoffs. And I thought, well, there's your answer. You know, if he shifts it to that gear and they all shift it to that gear, maybe they'll struggle for a couple games, but they have won games in a number of different ways, not just Ovechkin scoring goals. They've got a really fast, demanding team with a good system and a smart coach. Scotty Allen is there, a buddy from Johnstown. He's an assistant. He was my coach in Johnstown, one of the great guys in hockey, and he's part of that coaching staff with Spencer Carberry and Kenny McCutton, another great guy. I think there's a pulse to that team. It's not just Ovechkin that's got them to be one of the top teams in the league and the top team in the East.
Will Montreal present any kind of problem for them?
It's hard to say. I mean, Montreal is such... How can you say anything but magical about the Montreal Canadiens? They have shored up their goalie situation when they brought in Dobis, and Montembeault had to raise his level. They've got Marty St. Louis as a coach, which I think is a big X factor. I mean, those guys respect him so much. He's been through everything in his career, in every position, as far as adversity to a Hall of Famer. Adversity as a player who couldn't play in the National Hockey League because he was too small, to a Hall of Famer. I think his infectious drive every day has pushed them to a level that would be a handful. I think they would be a tough out. I don't know if there's any particular place, except they are just as resilient as the Washington Capitals. They want to play fast. They want to play hard for each other. That will be a heck of a series.
Did you ever think when you were a teammate of Marty St. Louis on the St. John Flames, you'd ever be saying this about him?
No. And neither did he at that time. He's got a drive that you can't, his computer and his drive and his confidence is at a level that when you're talking to him, even a casual conversation, you feel it. He has that kind of presence. So, no, I would have never said that back in St. John with Chris Clark and Jean-Sébastien Giguère and Marty St. Louis, but here he is. 25 years later, he's a Hall of Famer and now the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens.
Wonder if the Calgary Flames ever said, why'd we let that guy go? Why did we just look at his size and let that guy go?
Big Western Canadian team in Calgary, and he just didn't fit in the cards.
Yeah.
But Torts, I think Torts was kind of that... he was the lightning bolt. Very good, no pun intended. But he was that jolt that Marty fed off of. Those guys had a lot of battles, and I think Torts really respected the fire that Marty had. And his teammates did, too.
I had another pun. I was going to say they could see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Two small guys with a lot of fire, right?
Yes, they are.
All right, Jody, thank you very much. Talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, Bob.
That's Jody Shelley, and that's going to do it for tonight's edition of the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. Thanks to Dante Fabro for being here tonight. Blue Jackets are back at home tomorrow. The Buffalo Sabres are in town, 7 o'clock face-off for that one, and our pregame coverage starts at 6:30 right here on The Fan. Until then, I'm Bob McElligott. So long, and thanks for listening to the Inside Edge on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Save big money on everything now at Menards. For all your outdoor storage needs, Aero Storage Products has you covered with metal sheds that come pre-cut and pre-drilled for quick and easy assembly. Made with galvanized steel to offer lasting protection and look good for years to come. Plus, don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo. And my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in,
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different.